It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to 2K Sports. We're already getting the feel for this new NBA season. Taking it all in with me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, it'll be the Portland Trailblazers up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, they struggled in this matchup last season. Only one win for them through 4 games. They'd like to make a statement tonight. And what a beginning to the season we've had. Some amazing plays, some huge games. Shaq, for the teams that have gotten out to a fast start, how do they go about maintaining that momentum?
Well, it's called PPM, Ernie. Perseverance, physically and mentally. Put your hands up, Ernie. Put your hands up, Kenny.
Okay.
Touch it.
All right.
Join hands. You just got to ride the wave and don't overthink it. Bring it back, Kenny. Oh, there you go. Ride the wave. Don't overthink. One last time. Ride the wave. There you go.
Oh,
Bring it back. Yeah.
I think I get it.
Yeah.
I
got it.
Right.
I call my hands.
What does that have to do with maintaining that momentum?
You got to ride the wave, Ernie.
Oh, okay.
That's the point I was trying to make.
Well,
have you got something that doesn't require physical demonstration?
Well, I just say that your hands were very soft. I just want to say that. You do a good job of moisturizing.
Moisturizing.
Yeah,
yes.
you do.
And I think what it was? It was some of that Gold Bond. Man up, Ernie.
Oh, my goodness, man. Well, let's just keep improving and see what happens.
Let's go courtside. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We are live, the home of the Trailblazers in beautiful Portland, Oregon. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan with Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Portland playing for the home crowd again tonight. They've come out very strong. Their early season play has been excellent.
This is a really good team, Kevin. I mean, not only that, but they're also a fun team to watch. And looking at these guys, looks like they have fun playing with one another. So, you know what? I don't know that this is going to change because the chemistry and trust is pretty evident.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Hello, Kevin. Well, Blazers head coach Terry Stotts is one of the more respected offensive minds in the game. He said, "I like to give our players freedom to read the defense and make plays. I like philosophically that I don't know who's going to get the shot. That's going to cause a problem for the defense. Keep them guessing, Kevin."
And as always, thanks, DA. That kind of unpredictability helps in some settings, can cause many matchup problems for the D. And in these early stages, Chris, of the season, how quickly do you start to get a sense of where your team stands and how good they can be or how bad they might be?
I would say that first 20 games is a really good kind of litmus test. Gives you a pretty good gauge to see where your team is. You're going to get to play against teams from both conferences. You have some really good teams and bad teams in that mix. So you kind of see how you play in all situations. Those first 20 games, you establish who you are.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. At small forward and power forward, it's George and Patterson. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's Adams in at the pivot spot manning the middle. It's Westbrook with the drive. Good work defensively by Lillard. On defense, Oklahoma City. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
I mean, a tough one. Faced some serious intensity in terms of that comeback, and they just got overwhelmed in that fourth quarter. Unfortunately, just couldn't stay in the game long enough to force overtime. Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now, here's Lillard. He had 25 points in the win against the Lakers.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Softly drops in the floater.
Like how confident Westbrook is close to the rim. Gets high off the ground and releases his shot quickly.
And Lillard kicks to Davis. Screen by Nurkic. Back to Lillard. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. This, of course, the first opportunity to play Portland this season.
And they lost the season series against his squad last year, so trying to bounce back here tonight.
Now, here's Westbrook. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Boston. Good work there as it goes.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. Lillard against Westbrook. Back to Lillard. 6 to shoot. Screen by Nurkic. Jumper off the screen. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
Here's George. And Harkless pulls it down. For Portland, they won their last contest, that game against the Lakers.
And the story of that game was their terrific rhythm on the offensive end.
But it started with their energy. They played with a lot of it. And then on the other end, they looked very comfortable getting their shots.
Now here's Westbrook. Adams. And Adams with the slam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came upright with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Thunder.
And the three-pointer was their preferred weapon. It can be a risky strategy, but it's one that more and more teams have embraced over the years.
And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Lillard against Westbrook. And the shot goes in. Westbrook's got 6.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Looking to end the run. No good on that one. The Thunder leading by 8. Outside Westbrook. The shot by George, wide open. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. George has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The Trailblazers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, you know, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots. And here's a look at some stats for Damian Lillard. Last season, he played outstanding. Last season, 27 points per, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. With him, you get so much, but his ability to lead the way with his scoring, probably his best attribute.
Oh, an offensive juggernaut. I mean, he can just beat you in so many ways. You got to give it up for him.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Lillard. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
You can't be missing shots like that in the post. That'll get you a spot on.
Oh, wow.
Look out.
That's a beautiful jam.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Oh, okay, you've done your job so far, but the question is now, can they sustain this level of energy? There's still a lot of game to play.
So it's Portland now. The Thunder making the shot. Here's Harkless. Misses, and the dry spell continues. Patterson passes to Roberson. And George kicks to Patterson. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic. Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Patterson. Greg, when you think about the franchises in the league that have sustained success, who are always competitive, Oklahoma City should be right there at the top.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the records for the Thunder, and their success really does speak for itself. 8 straight seasons of 500 or better basketball. Only the Spurs and Rockets can also make that claim.
And the Blazers with 3 first-round picks under their control this last summer. That's where you want to be.
Definitely. Picks 15, 20, and 26 in a strong draft class. That could really help reinforce a roster.
Lillard against Westbrook. In the corner, it's Patterson. From deep. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 4th assist in this one.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Nurkic setting the pick for Harkless. Over George. No good off the back of the rim.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Now here's Lillard. Nurkic a screen on Westbrook. Here's Lillard. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
But Lillard knows how to score the ball inside. All he needs is ideal positioning, and he's good to fire.
George dishes to Westbrook. And the layup's good off the glass. Westbrook's got 12 points in the game.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And Lillard kicks to Davis. Now here's Harkless. He's guarded closely. Here's Nurkic. That shot missing. Adams, some nice D. The Thunder leading by 16. Westbrook passes to Roberson. Westbrook against Lillard. Westbrook with the bucket.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Now a timeout called by Portland.
Timeout.
Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. While we have the time, let's take a look at last season's best transition teams. In third, the Thunder.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity.
Close that out, Turner.
Outside Turner. Pulls up. High post. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a 2-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
Here's Napier to the middle, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And it's the Thunder with the ball. They lead by 14. The dish now to Collison. Outside, Felton. That's tipped. Here's Napier. Again, the Trailblazers good for 2. And so here is Oklahoma City. Now here's Felton looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Abrinas, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
And it's happening at both ends, trying to end this thing before it begins.
Here's Swanigan. His last outing, he had 8 points. They set the pick. Collins dishes to Napier. Clock at 6. Misses that one. His first miss of the night, 2 for 3.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Grant against Aminu. Collison kicks to Grant. And it's off from three-point range. Trailblazers trail by 14. Dishes it to Napier. No good with the triple. Oklahoma City's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Pass to Aminu. Here's Turner. Drains the three-pointer. Turner's got his second bucket tonight.
And Turner really needs to keep hitting these outside shots. When he does, it stretches out the floor for his teammates.
Eustace kicks to Abrinas. Baseline J on the way. That one doesn't drop. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. Grant against Aminu. There's the pass to Swanigan. He kicks it to Collins. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
I think you'll probably see more arguments on those illegal screen calls than just about any other play. Maybe the charge call, but guys never think they were moving.
Now, here's Grant. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And boy, are they attacking the paint.
Oklahoma City shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Shooting one.
A free throw off from Raymond Felton. Well, Chris, you played for a number of coaches in your storied career. What's the one thing that the average NBA fan doesn't give coaches enough credit for, would you say?
Wow. I would say they don't give coaches enough credit for understanding players, and not just how players play, but understanding players' moods, understanding the idiosyncrasies of a guy's just being. Just the fact they're totally immersed in basketball. So the fact that you may have a guy that knows offense, I mean, coach knows offense, he knows defense, he knows styles of plays, he knows more than the offense that he's just bringing to the table. So I would just say I think the overall knowledge and years put in to being a coach is probably the most underestimated attribute by fans.
That's great. Here's Felton. Al-Farouq Aminu picking up that last basket. Felton the pass to Eustace. Back to Felton. And now Portland on the break. Here's Aminu. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. And Al-Farouq Aminu, one of the league's great value contracts, signed through 2019 for around $7 million a season.
Yeah, and in this era, starting players command twice that at least. That helps with ballooning payroll. I mean, and Aminu's happy, getting consistent minutes in Portland.
Now, gentlemen, two shots. Two shots.
No good on the free throw. And Damian Lillard said he's committed to finishing his career in Portland, title or not. He's invested in this franchise.
Team first, that helps all the players buy in. And new additions have to fall in line with the example he set. He said the culture won't change because he won't allow it to happen.
No good on the second free throw. The Thunder leading by 11. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They've built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
Here's Aminu, following the score by Oklahoma City. There's a screen pass to Napier. Shot clock at 5. He tries for 3. It's hauled in by Collison. Oklahoma City's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Pass to Eustace with his first shot attempt. No good with the tip. Here's Aminu. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Here's Abrinas. No good on that last second attempt there. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Thunder lead by 11. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of 18 children back in New Zealand.
So, like, the youngest over there has to do everything, like all chores, pretty much 18 years of being rookie. That's pretty much all it is, and people just beat you up for no reason.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, I'd say it might have toughened him up a little bit, that's for sure. Wow, 18? That is mind-boggling.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a very convincing performance from the Thunder so far.
I mean, a huge lead, and already after this first quarter, they're starting to make it look easy.
I love it. They have their track shoes on. Right off the tip, they were in full attack mode. This offense is really churning.
On the floor for Oklahoma City, getting going here in the second quarter. Nick Collison out there with Eustace. Then there's Felton. Then there's Grant, and it's Abrinas in at the 2.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Aminu with it, now defended by Grant. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession.
And here are the numbers for Turner. Some last season stats for him. Averaged about 9 points per game, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. When you have a shooter like him off the bench, it makes scoring so much easier for the bench.
Yeah, when he's taking on the scorer's role for that second unit, then the others can go focus on what they naturally do best.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Collins, a screen on Felton. Napier passes to Swanigan. Rejected by Collison.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change. Well, this is what he likes to do. Try to break your spirit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're already getting dogged out there. I mean, and now he's landing body blows.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, the Portland Trailblazers are developing a great chemistry for a young team. Damian Lillard takes the team to San Diego every September for bonding purposes, and he told me how much we like each other, how much time we spend around each other. That shows you a team that is really together. It is a unit. We have each other's back. Kevin?
And it's critical to establish camaraderie early on. Thank you, D.A. Sounds like Lillard has this team headed in the right direction. Now, here's Lillard. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Portland no good that time either. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. They get it back. Adams. And count it. And a chance for one more at the free throw line.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
One shot, mind the lanes.
that one misses. And Chris, we know you are always trying to connect with our fans over social media. We have a question for you sent in by a viewer who asks, Chris, if you weren't a basketball player, what other profession do you think you may have pursued?
Wow. Well, I used to want to be a wrestler and other guys like that. But no, my mother was a teacher, and I always was with her in school. And I think, you know, I love kids and hanging around kids, so it would definitely be something where I'm instructing kids. I don't know if it would be school or if it would be a gym teacher or if it would be working with kids in some type of way, but I definitely would want to work with kids.
I can see you as a teacher. Like if you were a wrestler, like what would your name be? Like would you be like the Flash?
Yeah, oh man,
like, what name
it
would
was
you
some
have
terrible
had?
names back there. Junkyard Dog, Coco Beware, Ultimate Warrior, Superfly Snooker. I know I gave my name back. I gave myself a name back in there. I don't know. I'd have to figure out first what my persona was. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't know. I have to think about that one. But I'm too skinny, man. I don't think I've broken up in that ring. Though. I know that for sure. So I think I made the right decision.
Now here's Westbrook, following the miss by C.J. McCollum. Here's Roberson, and too long on the shot. Trailblazers trail by 17. Here's Harkless. Goes back up. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
For Portland, they have not yet made a free throw in the game, 0 of 2 so far.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That one is off. Ed Davis out of North Carolina, the 10th pick back in the 2010 draft.
Yeah, now 6'10", a little undersized for the center position, but he finds a way to get it done. A strong rebounder, and he knows how to finish at the rim.
And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
And really the past few seasons, the Thunder have just been a dominant team on the glass. They do a great job of limiting second chance points, and they get a lot of extra possessions with their own offensive rebound. Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Now a timeout called by Portland. You look over the roster of the Thunder, and it's easy to see why they're such a great rebounding team. 1 through 5 can come up with 10 boards on any given night.
And those rebounding totals usually translate to wins for this team. But very rarely do they lose a game when they're having their way on the glass. The goal at the end of the night is to play the bully in and around that painted area.
Now here's Harkless. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, the Blazers were the surprise team of the 2016 playoffs, an unproven squad making it all the way to the Western Conference semis. From that standpoint, last season had to be viewed as a disappointment.
And a lot of things just broke right for the Blazers in 2016. Other teams underachieved or were injured.
But let's be honest. I mean, these guys have had big trades, losing an all-star like an Aldridge, losing other guys, a Batum, some of their main core guys. It's hard to keep going forward, and so now it's just about continual patience, giving this group time to figure it out.
And that one misses. And he can't hit the second. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Takes a three, hits it from three-point range, and the Thunder lead by 20.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
McCollum dishes to Nurkic. He feeds it to Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
Get out the way. Move, and that pumps up his teammates as well. That's a statement play all the way around.
And here now the Thunder after the Trailblazers pick up two. Here's Adams. Rebounded by McCollum. Jacks up a three. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
Westbrook kicks to George. In the corner, it's Patterson. Right side, Westbrook. Over Lillard. Westbrook can't get it to go. Trailblazers trail by 18. Here's Harkless. Off target with his three.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense. But that lead's only going to keep growing if he keeps shooting it like he has so far.
Lillard against Westbrook. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Releases from 15 and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. McCollum's got 5 points so far. The Thunder leading by 18. Outside Westbrook. Outside George. Patterson, the screen. George dishes to Adams. There's the feed to Patterson. 6 on the shot clock. Outside Westbrook. Wing shot on the way. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And the basket by McCollum.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Westbrook kicks to Roberson. Patterson a screen on McCollum. Patterson the screen. Westbrook passes to Roberson. The three from George. No good that time. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. Offensive rebound. Harkless dishes to Lillard. Gets it to go from 18 feet away. Lillard's got 4 points this quarter.
Well, Lillard is always going to be aggressive on offense as he looks to catch the defense off guard.
Lillard against Westbrook. Kicks it to Patterson. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have the record from going from worst to that best improvement, and I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz. We worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, to, he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because you have to focus and concentrate on it. You think about it, you have to change not only your mental habits, your repetition, but your thought process. So step one is figuring out that shot. Step 2 is how many repetitions. Step 3 is can you get that in game time atmosphere? And you really can't unless you punish yourself in the summer with running. So if you have to do a suicide every one you miss, or it just was so much work and intensity on it because you have to build up so much trust because The reason why guys shoot bad free throws, they don't trust it. They shoot a different way every time. And it was fun becoming better at that, but, you know, that's probably one of the toughest things I've ever done was get better at shooting free throws because the concentration and the time allowed it to try to improve.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, McCollum.
Yeah, and C.J. McCollum mostly plays at that off-guard spot with the Blazers, but on a lot of teams, you could see him as the lead guard. I mean, 6'3" in height, and his handles are elite.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And C.J. McCollum can step into that point guard role very comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps it on a string going right or left. A terrific ball handler. Calling him a secondary ball handler is almost not doing him justice.
And that is a great move off the baseline and a big-time play at the basket.
Agreed. Fantastic reverse dunk. Had to get up high for that one. Here's Lillard. The Thunder making the shot. He dishes it to McCollum. There's a good screen. Again, McCollum missing. Oklahoma City leading by 17. Westbrook kicks to George. Screen by Adams. And George, here we go. Great D that time from Davis.
That defense is as good as a block. I mean, what looks to be a layup turns into nothing.
Screen by Nurkic. Back to Lillard. To the middle. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Down low. Stolen by McCollum. Over in the corner, Harkless. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
A frustrating start to this quarter for him.
Double team on Westbrook. Now, here is George, defended by Harkless.
Well, he's having a tough go at it so far this quarter. Not much dropping for him.
And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Harkless has got his first points in this one.
Oh, Lillard's so solid at moving the ball. When one of his guys has a clean look, he quickly gets it to him.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City. Chris, the Blazers with an intriguing group of young players, and they've got a deep bench, too.
Terry Stott spreading the minutes load, keeping his guys fresh, and instilling confidence in those younger reserves.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. And a look now at the various locations of the shots taken so far for Westbrook.
And this is a grown man shot chart right here. Not too much going on outside, but look at how things are for them in the paint. They are attacking the rim and not settling for the jump shot. And right now, it's paying off in bunches. If I'm them, then I'd continue to do the same thing going forward until an adjustment is made.
They get the rebound. Collison kicks to Abrinas. Shoots over Turner. Not enough on that one as it misses. Trailblazers trail by 15. Feeds to Napier. Here's Swanigan. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Oklahoma City on D. And Aminu kicks to Napier. Stripped it away. There's the dish to Felton. From 11 feet away. Not going to go that time. And it's Portland the other way. And here we go. Trailblazers with a fast break. And it's Turner finishing it off.
Look at Turner. He loves dunking it home. Nothing tricky. Just showing off his superb vertical.
Oklahoma City leading by 13. Felton kicks to Collison. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Puts it up from 12. Aminu with the bucket. Aminu's got 6 points.
Turner has great awareness. He knows one of his guys is open. He gets the pass over to him quickly.
Out to the right wing. Outside, Felton. Left side Collison releases from 15. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there.
No, you can't lay that pass in there any better.
Trailblazers trail by 13. Here's Napier. They set the screen. Dishes to Aminu. Pass to Napier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Hits it from three-point range. Napier's got his third basket of the night right there.
Against length, he does a nice job of creating just enough separation.
Yeah, but he has a big height advantage, but that's somewhat mitigated out there on that perimeter, and you got to come check him.
41 seconds left to play here in the half. Aminu with the bucket. There's 38 seconds left in the first half.
If they play it right, we're talking a 2-for-1.
Exactly, but you still want a decent look, because if you miss, the strategy doesn't help.
Got a piece of it. There's 21 seconds left in the second quarter. Napier kicks to Turner. Doubled by Collison. Here's Swanigan. He's covered by Grant. The shot by Turner, no good. Here's Abrinas. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He had 20 points, 2 rebounds, and 4 assists. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
Well, they're getting high percentage looks, good game planning. The ball is moving around. Guys aren't pulling the trigger at the first thing they see. They are definitely staying disciplined. That's a big part of what has them having the lead at the halftime.
Kenny, let's get your insight on Portland.
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
That's it for halftime. Glad you could join us, as now we send you back to the action for the start of the third quarter.
High above downtown Portland, you get the great idea of the beauty of the city, folks. Welcome back, everyone, to the Pacific Northwest. And the third quarter about ready to get underway. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, and sometimes you find yourself in a role you're not comfortable with, but his passing in the first half really was impressive.
Yeah, and some of it is based on how the defense is playing you. He didn't force things. Instead, he rewarded his teammates.
Trailblazers trail by 8. Lillard and McCollum, the star-studded backcourt. Davis is out there with Nurkic, and it's Harkless in at the 3. So that's who Terry Stotts starts the second half with. Now, here's Nurkic. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
And Nurkic, the first player, Chris, in over 30 years to record a game with 28 points, 20 rebounds, 8 assists, and 6 blocks.
Yeah, he lit up the Sixers that night in the win for the Blazers. His hot start ignited Nurkic fever in Portland and helped propel them back into that playoff run.
First one falls for him.
Well, Terry Stotts now in his 6th season as head coach in Portland. I mean, he's been a head coach for a handful of seasons elsewhere, but this is by far his longest run with a single team.
Both good from the line that time. The Thunder leading by 6. Westbrook with it. Nurkic with the block. McCollum outside. To the right side. Puts it up from 12. And Nurkic with the basket on the assist by Lillard. Nurkic has got 4 points this quarter. And by all accounts, Terry Stotts doing a great job with the Blazers.
Well, this team has chemistry and a defined style of play. The new players love him. I mean, Stotts himself seems really happy in Portland. It's been a great match.
How about the determination? Now that's what we call competing for a rebound.
Nobody near Lillard. No good on the 3. Oklahoma City shooting well, 50% from the floor. It's Westbrook with the drive. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg, cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes. But guys, the defense knows he has this ability, correct? Yet no one thinks to put a body on him? Incredible.
That one falls. That's 10 points for Damian Lillard.
And Lillard is a great scorer from the mid-range. He gets a little room to shoot. He knocks it down.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4, and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender, and I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. Now, here's Lillard, following the miss by Russell Westbrook. Here's Harkless, and he gets that one to go off the front iron. Now just a 2-point Oklahoma City lead. The Thunder have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Westbrook passes to Roberson. No good on the 3. The Trailblazers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. It's McCollum with the drive. Offensive rebound, Davis, and it's all evened up. Davis has got 6 points.
And finally, they fought themselves back to even the score. We've got a new ball game here now.
I love it. Just like in life, they never gave up. To claw back into this game and not up the score is nothing short of remarkable.
Here's Adams after Ed Davis's score. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And taking a look at some numbers for Russell Westbrook. Last season, he played outstanding. He was around 31 points a game last year, 10 assists and 10 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good.
And he gives them the lead. Successful trip, despite the 1 miss.
And here's McCollum. He's got 9. Here's Davis, and it's Davis with the jam.
And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back into this game.
Well, even if they don't come away with the win, they still have to be satisfied with how they made this a game.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly, then with the quick reaction time.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open, and it's too difficult of an adjustment to make.
Adams' shot is good.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
The Trailblazers on offense. They're on a 15-5 run here. Here's McCollum. That's in there. Davis with the assist. 14 points for C.J. McCollum.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And there's the pass to Lillard. No good from outside. Thunder trailing by 4. Here's George. Portland grabs the miss. Nurkic has got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. And a wide open look for McCollum. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Westbrook against Lillard. From deep, George nailed from three-point land. George has got 6.
And there's never been any question about George's three-point range. He just goes through stretches where he knocks down the 3 at a ridiculous rate.
Now, here's Nurkic. He kicks to Lillard from about 19 feet. And it's Lillard again missing.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
I mean, truth is, if you play long enough, sometimes you're going to have a bad quarter, even a bad game. I doubt that this shakes his confidence.
The Trailblazers have missed 4 of their 8 free throws up to this point. Things not really going their way at the line yet.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And he knocks down the first one. A different look now for Portland. Collins checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Aminu in for Maurice Harkless. And then for Oklahoma City, Eustace comes in for Patterson. Alex Abrinas comes in for Roberson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And both free throws good for Davis.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Thunder trailing by 3. Outside, George. Outside for Felton. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And he's just had 1 attempt at the line early.
And I look back at his numbers from the free throw line last year, 78%, so not too bad.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
That's good from Raymond Felton. A different look now for Portland. Swanigan, he's checked in for Davis. Turner comes in for C.J. McCollum. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Damian Lillard. And then for Oklahoma City, Nick Collison's checked in for Adams. And it's Grant in for Paul George. And so he makes both from the line. Portland leading. Down low, here's Collins. That ball. Nice speed that time from Turner. Collins has got his first basket of the night.
Good movement there, and the lead pass was right where it needed to be.
Now Felton. He has 6. Pass to Abrinas. There's Eustace. Turner covering. Shot clock at 6. That's tipped. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Turner leading the charge. Napier. Aminu dishes to Napier. Outside Turner. Passes to Aminu. It's stolen. Grant kicks to Abrinas. Count the basket and the foul. That one on Turner.
Well, we can't find much better shot than that one.
For Oklahoma City, they have really been struggling with their free throws, only made 5. More misses than makes so far.
One shot.
And it's tied up with that one. Portland's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Napier kicks to Aminu. Off the screen. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Aminu's got 10 points in the game.
And that's why it's so important to really be a good screening team. You get a lot of open looks from it.
Felton attacking. Grant gets a wide open look and no good. Had a chance to take the lead. They push it up 4 on 3. Here's Swanigan. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. Napier's got 3 assists now in this one.
Once he gets open on the low block, it's just a matter of getting him the ball.
To the inside, Swanigan uses the glass to finish the layup. Now it's a 6-point Trailblazer lead.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Abrinas. That 3 off the mark.
Look, it would be a huge boost for them if he could start knocking this down.
Here's Napier. He's covered by Felton. Pass to Swanigan. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City. It's deflected. Here's Grant. But they recover it. Collison the pass to Grant. And another shot outside Felton. Here's Eustace. And there's the pass to Abrinas. Off target from outside.
And this has been an outstanding display on the boards, and it's a big part of why they have a lead in this game, doing the dirty work down low.
Down low. Fouled in the act of shooting. A 3-point play chance coming up.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
One shot.
Portland leading by 3. Here's Napier. He's got 7. They set the pick. He feeds it to Aminu. Clock at 6. Kicks it to Napier. Shoots a 3. The Thunder pull it in. Collison's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
He's trying to help him add to this lead, but he just can't find his touch.
Another steal. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Here's Aminu. Keeps it alive. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Swanigan's got 6.
Oh, how about the finesse there? Nice little gentle touch on the board.
And you know, when you have that gentle touch, those tip-ins are easy to come by. Now, here's Grant. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Turner. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Abrinas. Portland's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Napier kicks to Aminu. .141 left in the third quarter of the game. The shot, no good. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Right side, Felton. Now the feed to Grant. They set the screen. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for Portland.
And the story of the game for him has really been painful. I mean, he's tried to get things going, but for whatever reason, between the defense and just his rhythm tonight, the touch just hasn't been there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And just a better job of getting to the line here in the second half. Didn't get there once in the first.
Aminu against Grant. Aminu misses. Oklahoma City trailing. 1:03 left here in the third quarter. Here's Eustis. Good. And a nice assist from Felton. Felton's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
The inbound play works to perfection. You got to love to get those quick hitters.
Pass to Eustis. Grant dishes to Collison. And he makes good on the layup. Collison's got his 2nd basket of the game.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the 2 teams.
Here's Napier. An easy layup after coming off the pick. And the Trailblazers lead by 1. Guys, close one here. No team getting a huge advantage.
Yeah, tooth and nail fight so far, guys. These sides match up really well.
Here's Eustis. Felton kicks to Eustis. 5 to shoot. Outside Turner. He dishes it to Napier. Over Felton. No good. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's the Trailblazers up by 1. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Let's take a listen to a recent huddle from Coach Billy Donovan.
We've done a great job moving the ball. Let's keep the ball moving, extra pass, attack, pass, and play, okay?
Billy Donovan enjoying the activity his team is showing, the motion of his offense, just wants to see more of it.
Yeah, they're working together well. The key now is to try to do it consistently throughout the rest of this evening. Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. The shot by Turner, no good. The Thunder with the lead. Here's George. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Harkless. It's tipped. Here's Westbrook. Evan Turner grabs the board.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Napier passes to Collins. And a strong finish with 2 hands. We've seen some great competition in this one.
Yeah, 7 already in the game, and I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Here's Westbrook, and he uses the glass on the layup. Westbrook's got 22 points.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Well, he's showing you he wants to close this game out. That's an attitude that he brings and is appreciated by this team.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wimp.
Well, this is just another case where being aggressive wins out.
Adams against Collins. A second chance effort, and the layup is up and in. Collins has got 4 this quarter.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
I tell you what, it's like football, having a 3rd and 13 and then running up the gut. It just frustrates the defense. You have to hate giving up second chance points. It's demoralizing. After basically, I mean, you had to stop.
Napier kicks to Harkless. Collins a screen on George. Harkless dishes to Collins. Misses in close. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. And it's blocked. And now Portland on the break. And Aminu slams it in. And guys, here in the 4th quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Yeah, he might have seen something he wants to exploit. Well, we'll see what they run coming out of this.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Norkic checked in for Collins. Davis comes in for Al-Farouq Aminu. McCollum's checked in for Evan Turner. And Lillard subbed in for Shabazz Napier. And then for Oklahoma City, Patterson comes in for Houston. And it's Andre Robertson in for Alex Abrinas. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to listen to what Billy Donovan said to his team. He knows his team is struggling tonight from the three-point line, so he told them to go for more quality shots inside. We're shooting way too many threes, he said. No more Hail Marys. Let's get inside to the post. Back to you guys.
Here's Westbrook. Long range from the inbound. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Westbrook's got 9 points here in the second half. Nurkic a screen on Westbrook. Lillard the pass to Nurkic. And here we go with Westbrook heading to the hoop. Here's George. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 7th assist here tonight. Trailblazers trail by 4. Feeds it to Nurkic. Lillard outside. Adams brings the double team. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That is his first foul of the game. McCollum kicks to Lillard. And the layup falls.
McCollum is always aware. Fantastic skipping the ball over to the open man.
Thunder have gone 6 of 11 since the start of the 4th quarter. Westbrook dishes to George. Over Harkless. They get the rebound. Another shot. Does not score for only the 2nd time in 7 shots this game. Davis sets a screen. It's McCollum on the wing. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Screen by Adams. Baseline jumper. Paul George again. George has got 6 points in the quarter.
He's feeling it this half. Total turnaround after a rough first half.
Davis sets a screen. McCollum outside. Right side Davis. 6 on the shot clock. Kicks it out to Lillard. Shoots. That shot missing. Westbrook with the nice D there. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And it's Portland with the rebound. Nurkic has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul. And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Free throw good from George. And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
Now, here's Lillard. From 12 feet out. Here's Davis. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Roberson the pass to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. And the Thunder lead by 6.
Oh, you can't lay that pass in there any better.
The Trailblazers have gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. And Lillard gets double teamed. Now here's Harkless. He's guarded closely. Nurkic setting the pick for Harkless. Wide open look. Another shot. That's tipped. The Thunder leading by 6. And Robertson has it in the corner. Back to George. The dish to Westbrook. A beautiful reverse layup. Westbrook's got 31 points.
And he's really been dialed in here down the stretch. 5 of 7 from the field.
McCollum kicks to Nurkic. Here's Davis. Second shot opportunity. Chalk up 2 there.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Free throw good, Davis.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Here's Roberson. And Adams kicks to George. Back to Adams. And Robertson has it in the corner. It's deflected. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Got a hand on it. They retain possession. The Thunder leading by 5. It's George on the wing over Harkless. And there's Paul George on the assist from Robertson. Roberson's got 3 assists now in this one. To the paint and stolen by Patterson. George fires, and again it's Oklahoma City.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Lillard with it. McCollum outside. Lillard left side. Up again. The rebound by Patterson. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. Patterson setting the pick for George. Dishes it to Robertson for the 3. And the Thunder another 3.
Now, this is a different ball game without his scoring. He's been Mr. Reliable at the offensive end.
Trailblazers trail by 12. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. And the game is a passion, as we know, Chris. But does it help to have outside interests? You're passionate about art. You make music. You're a writer. You're a thinker. Talk what all that is about and what that means to you.
Well, I think being a complete person helps whatever job that you're doing. You know, we all are more than our job. For basketball, you have to put everything into it, and so sometimes to rejuvenate yourself, you need to get fed other places and kind of feed your passions. And so I think a lot of times when players feed their passions, it's really just to have enough energy to complete their goal of getting through a grueling 82-game season with all the ups and downs, the expectations, the heartbreak, the celebrations. And so I think for myself and for many other successful players that I've seen, those that have tried to approach life with the same way that they approach basketball, that's just living with passion, try to learn as much as you can, enjoy every moment. Usually to me, they are the most successful because it takes pressure off of playing the game.
On defense, Oklahoma City. They led the game at 1 point by 20.
Always got to keep an eye on McCollum. When he's sinking shots left and right, the D knows they're in trouble.
Westbrook against Lillard. Right side, George. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. George has got 20.
He is dominating this quarter. He sees a soft spot in the D, and he's attacking it.
Trailblazers trail by 12. Screen by Nurkic. And here's McCollum. Lillard outside. Looking to get back on track here. Westbrook with the block. Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
And here are the Trailblazers now.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Lillard dishes to McCollum. Davis setting the pick for McCollum. Here's Harkless, and it comes off the front of the rim. The Thunder leading by 14. Here's Robertson, and there's another one for the Thunder.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Shoots over Adams. Portland again missing. Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Westbrook with it. Guarded now by Harkless. And Robertson kicks to Westbrook. Passes it to George. Screen by Adams. Shot clock at 3. Shot on the wing. The second effort. And Davis sends it back. And they're able to recover. Here's Westbrook. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
The first free throw is good. Well, a few seasons ago, the NBA introduced the last 2-minute report, where they release a review of all the calls in the final 2 minutes of a game. It has certainly had some mixed reaction. Chris, how do you feel about the public review that a refereeing crew now faces with the report?
Well, you know, I think pressure should be on referees just like it is on players. I think everyone gets their job evaluated, and it's no different from anyone else. I don't know what it does, though, what a report does by telling you what happened in the last 2 minutes and that this referee missed the call. So I don't know what it does, but I don't mind it because everyone needs to be held accountable, and transparency is always good.
Very well said. They grabbed their own miss. Bucket is good.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Thunder.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Russell Westbrook.
Just the scoring alone. I mean, it's a fantastic game for him. He was just going over, around, through the defense, I mean, all day long.
Now, Aminu. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.